almost time for our Halloween edition of the Blitz.
Yeah, but first, the 2-minute warning.
We have our head case ready to go.
We are floating around here somewhere, Wes, trying to get all these highlights in, and oh, it's a very spooky thing going on. We have here this weekend, Halloween edition of the Blitz. And let's start with the pumpkin heads of Southwest Onslow. Those right there. Yeah, Southwest Onslow taking on Pender. The Southwest Onslow Stallions in first place. Those Patriots trying to upset them. But the SWO, they were rolling, rolling, rolling. Josh Solis is scoring again. Southwest is on top, and here comes their defense with a big quarterback sack as well. Look at Southwest, looking great, trying to finish off that conference title. They're gonna have a big game next week. Freight Train takes it in. Southwest gets the victory at Pender, 54-0. Meanwhile, big game between East Carteret and Richlands for second place. The Wildcats trying to rebound from that tough loss last week. And the Mariners, boy, this is a back and forth game. BJ Frazier's squad trying to come through, but Mr. Westlake, no single wing for him. He's going up top. Nice catch. Richlands down at the goal line, and they're going to punch it in, and they're going to take the lead. Here comes East Carteret trying to come back. Bo Studebaker, named after a car, looking like a Mack truck, taking it all the way down, and then he's going to punch it in, or East Carteret is, but hold on, Richlands is going to come right back, and they're going to score late, and the Wildcats are going to hold on. Emmanuel White takes it in. Richlands gets the victory over East by 1, 44-43. Let's stick in the Coastal 8 Conference, where it was Croatan traveling to Trask, Rocky Point. Or check out Lewis Riddick. He's going to take it in for the Cougs, and they had the early lead. But then it would be all Trask after that. They're now one game back of Southwest with a victory over Croatan tonight, 37-34 in a tight one. Big showdown with Southwest next week for the Coastal 8 title. And Dixon gets its second win of the year. They go into Camp Lejeune, and they beat the Devil Pups 46-12. All right, I'm going to float around. Hopefully the rest of my body shows up here. Ariel Epstein maybe as well. Ooh. More highlights on the Blitz, including a really scary game between Aiden Grifton and Wes Craven. Wait till you see the highlights from this slobber knocker next on the Blitz.
I'm ready for some high school football. New Channel 12, baby. Let's get it.
Hey, boys and ghouls, we have a spooktacular night planned. There will be tricks and plenty of treats.
That's right.
On this week 11 edition. East Dublin has gashed every opponent, but James Keenan hopes to haunt the Panthers' dreams and pull off the upset. South Lenore tried to rise from the grave, but North Lenore wanted to exercise its own demons in the Lenore Civil War. And Wes Craven has been scary good down the stretch. So Aiden Grifton tried to take the Great Pumpkin away from the Eagles. Time to find out what we've captured in our web of videos. F me! The Blitz starts now!
Welcome to another award-winning edition of the Halloween Blitz. I'm Brian North.
And I'm Ariel Epstein. We're all dressed up, I guess, with plenty of highlights to show you. The highlights are dressed up.
Dressed up like William Shatner. Let's start with our Blitz premiere matchup. Wes Craven had a chance to wrap up the Eastern Carolina Conference title. Maybe I should do it in Shatner voice. Aiden Grifton had a chance to create chaos and get a share of the pumpkin pie. No, it's too slow. Hey, who's that with the interception for Wes Craven? Latrell Campbell. Uh-oh, he had two of them. Hey, Ariel, look out. Look out, Ariel. Back up, Ariel. Oh, he was okay.
I'm off the set.
Paul Cornwell wasn't happy. 4 turnovers by Aiden Grifton in this game. Jonquez Green has been a man among boys, and add another game to the list. This 50-yard touchdown capping off a 205-yard rushing night and 2 scores, and that had them dancing on the sidelines. Parker showing off his moves. Christian Kuntz going to come up with a sack, and Wes Craven gets their first shutout. They win the Eastern Carolina Conference title with a 14-0 win.
So nothing's been easy for this group right here, you know, and I'm just so proud of them that they did it, you know, and they were able you know, to just put their name on a conference championship when a lot of people probably thought they couldn't. This team just overcame. You know, they overcame adversity tonight playing without, you know, starting middle linebacker Taquan Kearney. You know, it was the next man up. It's a really tough team. They're young, but they're tough.
And they're 1 away from going undefeated in league play. Next up for them is Washington next week. Let's check out the Pam Pack. They hosted Kinston. The Vikings trying to break their 2-game slide, and they got off to kind of what we would call a slow start. Sometimes you find out when it gets cold like it is tonight who wants to play and who doesn't. Hey, Drew Ferguson wants to play. Look at that interception from the Pam Pack defensive end. John Blank says, I wish we could punch it in, but they were inside the 10 2 different times in the first half. And that Kinston defense, Tyquiz Waters has the answer with the sack. The Viking fans say, hey, we're going to end up happy in this one because Taj Ramsey finally got rolling and Kinston pulled away in the second half. They get the victory, 21-12. South Lenoir and North Lenoir had their annual Civil War. They played for the Pigskin Bragging Bowl Trophy. North Lenoir, there it is. Looks pretty good. North Lenoir had the lead. Yeah, well, North Lenoir had the lead. South Lenoir trying to come back, and on the pass, where are those Hawks? It is Hawk time. They fly right into it and pick it off. That is Isaiah Warren with the interception. And then North Lenoir going to celebrate with the trophy again. They get the victory over South Lenoir by the final of 42-14. So Hawk time, they fly right into the end zone with that victory. Over in the Coastal Conference, that would be Jacksonville and Havelock, they're back here somewhere behind your head. They will play for the conference championship next week, but the Cardinals had a big rivalry game with White Oak tonight in Jacksonville. The Vikings took their 2-7 record to Bobby Simpson Field. And this one got ugly in a hurry. To keep our Halloween theme going, here they come. Justin Benton, the touchdown pass, or down to the 2 anyways. That would set up the touchdown run. And Jacksonville, the first of their many touchdowns on the evening. They're going to come right back on the kickoff. What's White Oak going to do? Oh, they're going to have some issues. And Jacksonville is going to take advantage, and they get the safety in the end zone. And then how about another score? Jacksonville gets the victory over White Oak. Get a load of this final, 51-0. Most of those points scored in the first half. Havelock traveled to the friendly city by the season to take on Swansboro. The band sounding good. You know who was looking good? Cameron Hutchinson.
22-yard touchdown.
Yeah. Tim Laspada saying, could you just show one highlight? I know it's going to be a tough night. Can you give me one highlight, please? Here it is, Coach. Aiden Cook, the interception to keep Havelock out of the end zone. On that drive, Caleb King says, really? Really? Really?
Really?
We scored a lot of points, man. Come on. Hutchinson scores. And then one of our favorites, Welton Spotsville. Welton playing both sides of the ball and punt returning. And here he takes it back. Havelock gets the victory. 78-0.
Whew. Yeah, it was scary.
West Carteret traveled to the north side of Jacksonville for the game that could have playoff seeding implications. A battle for third place. And check things out. The Patriots have been playing so well, but here comes Northside with the beautiful run. And that's going to get them down to the goal line. They're going to punch it in, but West Carteret's going to come right back, and the Patriots are going to get the win on the road. 26-18, Josh Plisco doing his thing, slinging it and finding Stephen Barr, and then it's going to be Terrence Rayner taking it in. West Carteret with the victory. Big one for the Patriots. All right, we're just getting started here on the Blitz. A bunch more highlights to show you, but first, let's go back out to Vanceboro, where the West Craven Crazies are celebrating a conference title. The Blitz will be right back. I'd say Duplin County football has been impressive this year. You have North Duplin, they're undefeated. Wallace Rose Hill, they have 1 loss. East Duplin, they're undefeated, combined record of 25-1. The 4th school, James Keenan, they don't even have stickers on their helmets this year. This is last year's helmet. They're 3-5, but they'd won 2 straight. They try to make it 3 in a row and knock off the undefeated Panthers. Special moment in Beulahville. Halftime, Stuart Miller, who's been the press box public address announcer since 1971, had the press box named in his honor. Started the PA when he was still in high school at East Duplin. Well, then Jalen Mitchell is going to help Stuart call his name as he scores. And the route was on. Jackson Murray, he's going to go deep to Devin Hunter. And number 3 is going to score 6. And East Duplin wins this one 49-7 to stay undefeated on the season. Wallace Rose Hill had its annual showdown with a Clinton team that had won 5 in a row. The Dark Horses had the lead at Legion Stadium, but who else is going to score for Wallace Rose Hill?
This is your guy, Javante.
Javante Williams doing it again. This makes it 14-all. But you know they do have more than Javante. Who else is going to score for Wallace?
Number 21, Desmond Newkirk, makes it 21-14.
It looked like Wallace was going to come back, but here comes Clinton. Chris Williams flushed out of the pocket. He's going to find Carson Ellis with less than 2 minutes to go. Clinton hit the 2-point conversion. They would go up 22-21, but all those Bulldogs at home going to force the fumble, and they're going to get the win. They score late, and they get the 28-22 victory in a huge game. Other East Central Conference score for you, it was all Goldsboro over Spring Creek. Undefeated North Duplin was back at home tonight with a chance to wrap up the Carolina Conference.
They hosted second place Rosewood. They were trailing 21-14 in the third quarter, but watch this. William Archer with the QB keeper, and it is a long run. Look, just everyone in his way. Stiff arm, stiff arm, stiff arm. He finally goes down, but this sets up the game-tying touchdown. Colby Bass escapes through traffic, so the homecoming crowd looking for its movie finish. And the Rebels, with under a minute to go in the game, still tied, but not anymore. It's William Archer taking it himself. He keeps the Rebels' undefeated streak alive, punching in the game winner. North Duplin wins 28-21.
Wow. Other Carolina Conference scores to tell you about, it was Hobson getting shut up by Union and Lakewood all over Princeton. In the Coastal Plains Conference, undefeated Tarboro had the night off, so Pamlico and Riverside taking center stage. The second-place Hurricanes made the trip to Williamston to take on the Knights in this Well, hello, everybody. Happy you're on the Blitz, and here we go. There's Brandon Beach, a day at the beach. He takes it down as far as he can, and then that's going to set up Jadakiss Bonds. Jadakiss headed to ECU, a little stiff arm, and yeah, the Knights, it would be their night. Beach keeps it, and Riverside gets the win over Pamlico, 29-19. Northside trying to get a share of second place, travel to Trenton to take on Jones Senior.
Gotta give him credit.
Well, hey, Jones Senior cheerleaders are having a lot of fun. Here's Matthew Marslender handing off to Tanner Alligood. Alligood is almost good. Next play, Marslander going to sneak it in, and Northside gets the win over Jones Senior, 56-6. Southside travel to Robertsonville to take on South
Now you got to
Creek.
give us a good wave.
All right, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, give us a good wave.
That's the man the field is named after, Mr. Respis. And would his home team do well for him? Well, there they pick one up, and here comes Southside trying to punch it back in, and they would.
Look at that pick.
Nice pick by
Pick's
Brandon
excellent.
Sullivan. That would go up 24-21, but South Creek would make the comeback, and they get the 29-24 win. Let's check out the Eastern Plains Conference. North Pitt hosted Nash Central, and the Panthers, boy, the season started so promising for them, but it's been a tough go ever since. Nash Central, taking out the Panthers again. This one got ugly in a hurry as North Pitt falls in this one 70-6. Other Eastern Plains Conference scores for you. It was Beddingfield taking out Farmville Central, and Southwest Edgecombe in first place. They beat North Johnston. More highlights are coming up next on the Blitz. You know, South Central's football team is having its best season in the school's 16-year history. The Falcons guaranteed their 4th winning season, and they started the night 1 win away from tying the school record of 9 wins set back in 2010.
They played against CB Aycock and Pikeville in Wayne County. South Central undefeated in conference play. Dexter McDuffie, the first drive of the game, finds the open hole and takes this all the way to the house. But in that moment, you know what Steve Brooks was thinking? He forgot to give us our helmet.
Oh, yeah, our Aycock helmet, yeah.
All right, well, maybe this was why he was making that base. The South Central defense was pretty strong and forced a fumble. His Falcons' first drive of the game. South Central stays undefeated in the conference with a 76-14 win. So that sets up the next big game next week. Friday's big showdown with D.H. Conley. The Vikings took care of business at Southern Wayne. Holton Ahlers, 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 in the air, including this one to his man, C.J. Johnson.
We're in Southern Wayne, D.H. Conley.
That was Ernie's shout out to you, Brian.
Thanks, Ernie.
That Conley defense able to hold off the Saints-Vikings win 56-14. Next one, a big one, like we said. Neighbors, Conley, South Central.
Yeah, J.H. Rose, Eastern Wayne still with hopes. Some hopes, maybe some hopes. Well, this is a wild game. Check out Grant Charles Jarman. The TD pass to Jake Rogers. Hey, Jake, Friday the 13th was 2 weeks ago. That's okay, number 13 scores, but back comes Eastern Wayne. Anthony McNair, he would have a couple of touchdowns, but got kicked out of the game for fighting. A wild finish. Eastern Wayne has 26 penalties, but holds on to get the win over J.H. Rose, 49-43. We've got more highlights coming up next, so don't go away. Our bonus game, you won't want to miss it, 8-man football. It's our bonus game. The Parrott Academy played its last game of the regular season. They hosted Faith Christian. Parrott, who are they going to go to but Connor Bright? He's so bright. He can just stiff-arm people. Next play, Bright going to the bank. AJ Banker, he's got it. Parrott Academy has got the win, 32-14. Next up, the 8-man playoffs, where they'll try to win their third straight state title. They're going to host Parrott Academy. They're going to host St. David's in a state semifinal game next week. That's our Halloween edition. Scary.